My name is Grace Weber, and I'm the founder of Grace Weber's Music Lab. I think the most incredible thing you can do for another person, especially a young person, is to notice them for who they authentically are. At the Music Lab, we create a space where young people can come and be themselves and get celebrated for it. I grew up in Milwaukee, and so many of my musical roots are here. I grew up singing in the Central City Youth Gospel Choir, and I was a part of a show called We Are the Drum, and I wouldn't be the singer or artist I am today without the musical education I got here in this city. The Music Lab happens once a month at 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. Every month we have guest artists and mentors from Milwaukee and around the world come to the Music Lab and work with high school students on their craft. Whether you're a singer in a band or you want to go into the business side of music, the Music Lab has something for you. We called it the Music Lab because we want it to be a space where you can be wildly creative and use your imagination in whatever ways you want. I want the Music Lab to be a place in Milwaukee for young people to learn, meet new friends, and become the artists and visionaries they want to be. One of the greatest powers of music is its ability to bring people together. No matter what high school you go to, what neighborhood you're from, or what kind of music you play or like, we want high school students from all over Milwaukee to help create the next community of musicians in this city and help tell the rest of the world what Milwaukee sounds like.
What is good, everybody? I am so excited. Welcome to Grace Weber's Music Lab Season 5. Oh my gosh, we have made it here to year 5, you guys. Can you believe it? I can. I know, because I'm here. All right. If you don't know who I am, my name is Be Free, and I am the music education coordinator over at 88.9 Radio Milwaukee, as well as a singer-songwriter here in the city, and one half of our special guest for today, which we'll get into in a bit. If you are joining us here for the first time, then welcome. This is normally a program that we host geared towards youth, but everybody's welcome to watch. So no matter what age you are, if you have an interest in learning about the music industry or what we're talking about, watch the video and share the video with somebody who likes it, okay? So a bit more background about our program and what we do. Music Lab is a special program that we have for teens, high school teens, ages 13 to 18, that teaches them all about the different facets of the music industry. So whether that's through singing, songwriting, producing, rappers, everything. We bring in people who are actually doing these professionally and teach them and demonstrate their art. Along with that, we also create a platform for these teens to share their own art and showcase their talents and get feedback and advice from the professionals we have coming in. And not to mention, it's a great place for people to collaborate and join up with other folks who are like-minded individuals like themselves. Now, normally this is in an in-person format. As you guys know, COVID kind of flipped everything on its head. So we're just taking it super safe this month, continuing with our virtual format that we established in last season. But please do be on the lookout for when we can return back to our great space over at 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. As we get to going, I want to make sure we take time to thank our sponsors for today, everybody who has made this event possible, which includes Advocate Aurora Health, American Family Insurance, Daniel M. Sorf Charitable Trust, the NPS Partnership for the Arts and Humanities, the Ralph Evinrude Foundation, and of course, 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. If you want to find out more information about our program throughout the year, want to see what we've got going on, you can always find us over at our website, which is www.gwmusiclab.com. Or you can just find us on social media here on Facebook or on our Instagram at GWMusicLab. Okay? So that's the rundown. That's the spiel. Share the video with anybody who wants to find out more about what we got going on today. So to continue forth, I always like to take a moment to introduce this next person. And she also happens to be the other half of our special guest for today, along with myself. Can you guys please give it up for one of our founders and a wonderful Grammy award-winning Milwaukee native musician, Grace Weber. Yeah! Hey.
That was the best intro I've ever seen.
I have a lot of energy that just amped up out of I don't know where it came from, but we're running with it. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
How's it going, Grace?
It's good. How are you?
I'm good. How are things over in LA?
Things are good. It's really crazy hot over here. It's kind of wild. California, I mean, global warming aside, like California
Yeah.
also, like usually like the hottest parts of summer can sometimes be like around September. So yeah, how's
hmm
Wisconsin? It has like fall. I saw your fall video.
Yeah, I was
And it made
ready.
me really happy.
That's my favorite season. I was born in the autumn, so it was like I
Yay.
was. I love all the things, and my favorite article of clothing to wear is boots. So any season that allows me to do that without getting snow on them yet is all right with me. So yeah.
Good, good,
It's been fluctuating. This whole first week it decided to tiptoe into the autumn weather, but then like today it was just a cool 77.
All right.
So yeah, we'll see how long it lasts. You know how what's the word, bipolar Milwaukee
Right.
weather can be for that. So guys, Grace and I are here to present a very special lab to you guys, but I want to emphasize that even though this is open to everybody who's watching, this program is for our teens, for our high school teens. So if you are ages 13 through 18 right now and you're watching, please make sure that you jot your name in the comments so we can make sure we get you registered for our giveaway, okay? You also want to make sure you hit up gwmusiclab.com to RSVP so we'll have your information and know where to send your prize after we give it to you, okay? So you have to be present though. You have to be like, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so high school. So we'll write your name down and then we'll do our drawing at the end. So stay tuned. Share it with somebody who wants to check it out. We'll be giving away one of these t-shirts and another special prize. So definitely stay tuned. Today is a music theme based around music rollouts. But before we get into that, we wanted to take a moment to talk about a very special program and some people who are close friends of ours called Young Arts. Okay, it is an organization that is geared towards supporting the artistic dreams and career aspirations of youth. And every year they have an annual competition that's open to 15 to 18-year-olds called the National Arts Competition. Okay, I have a quick little video to show you guys so you can kind of get a background about what that is, and then Grace and I will give you guys some more info about that.
My Young Arts story is my entire professional life ever since Young Arts.
For me, Young Arts was validation.
Young Arts made me more confident.
Young Arts inspired and challenged me to become a better artist.
I think that Young Arts is the place to inspire and be inspired.
Young Arts is a huge part of what brought us together. I don't think we would have ever actually met and connected if not for Young Arts.
Young Arts, for me, more than 10 years later, still has an effect on the opportunities that I receive.
Young Arts is a collaborative experience from start to finish.
Are you a 15 to 18-year-old artist?
Young Arts is an amazing program where you can learn from master teachers,
Win cash awards.
And meet other young artists.
Apply to Young Arts.
Apply to Young Arts.
Apply to Young Arts.
Very cool.
Yay.
Saw a lot of familiar faces in there. That's really awesome. Yeah, like the people that I had no idea were even involved in this, but I'm big fans of their music. So, Grace, you have the what's the word? You have the privilege of having been a recipient or participant, if you will, of Young Arts when you were coming up. So you can kind of give our audience a little bit of an overview as to what this is and what exactly Young Arts is aiming to do with this program.
Yeah, so Young Arts is really awesome. It's a program for high school students, ages 15 through 18. And basically, so I was in the program when I was in high school in 2006. And how it works is you basically audition for the program. You send in either a video of you singing or dancing or painting. It's open to all artists from I think it's 10 different disciplines, which is really cool.
Nice.
And then if you get selected, and there's different levels of selection. So you can get honorable mention, which sometimes involves a little bit of a cash award. I think it's like $500 or something like that. And merit, which is also some sort of cash award. But if you get picked above those two levels, you get flown down to Miami, Florida, where the organization is based. And you get to do a week of master classes and performances, and you get to meet all of these different artists from around the country, which is really the coolest part about it. Like I became friends with India Carney through Young Arts, and I met Elliot Skinner, who's one of my best friends now, through Young Arts and Third Story, and like just so many amazing artists who are really like trying to figure out how to make art one of the main sources of like income for their life. Like, okay, I want to do this professionally, and Young Arts sort of provides this opportunity of not only showing you giving you tools for how to do that, but also introducing you to a network of people who want to do that as well, which not only creates friendships, but also like these honestly really cool like collaborations and things that you can like tap into in the industry and on the art side too. So, and the Music Lab is actually, so because I was a Young Arts alum, the Music Lab is kind of like birthed out of my experience from Young Arts. So
I was going to say this format that you just described sounds very, very much in line with what we also aim to do here, but they get to do it at an extensive level and for a week instead of one evening a month. So that's really, really cool. So anybody who is not just interested in music, but also dance, visual arts, performing arts, photography. I think you said up to 10 concentrations. That is amazing. So we have a lot of youth that are interested in other things besides music, even though it's the Music Lab. Like, we want to support all of your artistic aspirations. So something like this seems like it'd be really cool for them to pursue.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the other cool thing is that you can win up to $10,000, which is crazy and awesome.
Right.
So yeah.
I think I saw on the website that last year for 2020, out of 2,000 applicants, they gave away 700 awards. Wow. And that's really amazing. So anywhere up to $10,000 is up for grabs for anybody, and along with this amazing experience. I found it really interesting that aside from most programs, like sometimes you get into a competition or a youth thing in high school and you'll have that experience and then you go off with your life and you don't really hear anything about it again. But it seems like they've been able to stay stay on tap with you guys. Like they keep supporting you guys even throughout your time without being with the Young Arts. So can you talk a little bit about that and how they supported you throughout your career?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the coolest things about the program too, is that they really like bring you into the family and then support you forever, really. So, you know, like I said, I did it in 2006, but you know, since then I got to do some really amazing things. Like they flew me out to Paris to sing for the official commemoration of 9/11 in Paris, which was like wild and amazing.
Nice.
I've gotten to sing at a bunch of different events. They actually recently gave me a sponsorship and a grant to create the music video for my song Through the Fire. And so that's, you know, however many years later, and I'm still getting financial and like promotion support, and just like, you know, again, the community is so amazing. Like I am always hitting up, you know, artists that I met through Young Arts in the film and design and painting and stuff to see like, do you guys want to collaborate on this thing over here or that thing over there? And it's a really, really awesome community to be a part of. So definitely worth applying. And honestly, if you apply and you don't get in the first year, depending on, you know, if you're younger than 18, you can apply every year. And you can learn, they try to help you with your application as you go forward, so that like, you know, if there were some things that you could improve with your application for next time, they'll definitely be there to support you. So it's a really, really cool. Yeah.
This is amazing. I wish I knew about this when I was in high school.
Yeah, my painting teacher actually told me about it. So I didn't even learn about it through, you know, my music teachers. It was like my art painting teacher was really into it. So it's really cool, and I'm excited that we're like spreading the word about it, because like everyone in Milwaukee should know about this.
Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in to us, we are talking about the Young Arts 2021 National Arts Competition, which is a wonderful opportunity for students who are ages 15 to 18 interested in any concentration of art. So whether that's music, performing, dance, paints, photography, what have you, definitely something they can check out. They have a week-long intensive for them to have master classes and experiences with others and cash prizes. If you want to learn more about Young Arts, then you can visit youngarts.org/apply. And the deadline for the applications is October 15th. They also want to note there are no limits to how many applications or concentrations you can apply for. So, for example, Grace is a painter, she's an artist, but she also is a musician. So if she wanted to apply for both, she can. You just have to make sure you identify those with your application details and what have you. So definitely check out the website. You can always hit us up as well afterwards for more info, but pass this information along to another team who might be able to benefit from that. Okay? Yeah. All right. Now, let's dig into this theme we have here. If this is your first time watching Music Lab, then you have to know that every month we have a specific theme that aligns with our guests and aligns with what we're going to be talking about or discussing. And this month's theme is music rollouts, okay? Now, I thought this was very appropriate to choose because Grace and I actually both are on the heels of a couple of rollouts ourselves within our own music careers within the last year. So before we talk about different tips or what have you, if anybody's watching and you have questions as we go along, that's what the comments are for, okay? We are open books. We are here for you to give you resources or tips or answer questions and share with somebody else who might want to know about this as well. Doesn't matter their age, all right? But if you are a teen, make sure you write down your name and high school in the comments so we'll be able to enter you for our giveaway drawing, okay? So, Grace Weber, what is a music rollout?
So, a music rollout usually starts, I would say, like a month before you're planning a release. And it's just a way to get people ready and primed for your music to come out. Like, you know, there's so much going on right now. Everybody is inundated with social media and you know, music and TV and so many things that a rollout, like really planning your 4 weeks prior to your song coming out is a really great way to get some attention around the song and to kind of start building your fan base or community around your music.
I like the word rollout because it's kind of implying how you want to approach it, because I know we are so impetuous as artists. We have something that we know is just so good. We're like, oh, I want to get everybody to it right now. Like the more anticipation that you build around a release, the better the outcome is going to be. So you want to literally roll out things one at a time to kind of allude and put little pieces together about what this final product is that you're finally going to bestow upon the world. So that is what a music rollout is. Grace mentioned you want to plan for this to start at least 4 weeks prior to when your release will be. But don't let that mean that you only start planning it 30 days before, okay? Please take some time beforehand to figure out what all needs to go into that. So I think a good starting point for sure before getting into what the rollout and the marketing is going to be is making sure that you have all of your stuff aligned with the music itself. So if you are a singer or a rapper or a producer, whatever you're releasing, you should be registered with a PRO, which is a performance rights organization such as ASCAP or BMI. And the reason why this is important is because you need to be able to keep track of the ownership of the things that you are putting out there into the world for folks to hear, okay? Case in point, my name is Be Free. Do you know how many other Be Frees there are in the world that make music? A ton, okay? There's actually one in Korea that I'm battling for fan bases with. But be that as it may, if I put out a song and Korean Be Free puts out a song, how are they going to know who it belongs to, okay? They can identify that based on the ISRC codes and all the other identification that I can utilize through my pro company by saying that this song is registered under this account, under this person, under this company, and I'm the only person who has rights to the song or whatever that may be, okay? Now, I don't think that teens, at least I didn't think about that a lot when I was younger and making music. We're so prone to just putting things out or going straight to SoundCloud first, but definitely worth looking into, okay? You can also, when you are registered at pros, anytime you perform those songs, you can go in and like upload a set list and say, I performed this song on this day, and they'll actually pay you for performing your own song, okay?
I didn't even know that.
Right.
That's awesome.
It's a whole thing. I think in January of 2020, one of our guests, Shell White, from ESRI Management, mentioned that it was just a whole bunch of helpful information. So I figured she might come across this. So I didn't want to start the conversation without telling folks, make sure you have your pro first, okay?
Super smart. Super smart.
Cool. And then, of course, along with that, there's also Sound Exchange and the Harry Fox organization. And those are the companies you're going to want to sign up with to keep track of the streaming. Okay. This is a super, super digital world right now that we're living in. Everything is going to be tracked through how many streams you get or where it's coming from. If you want to try to get garner revenue from that, make sure you check out Sound Exchange and Harry Fox as well. Okay. So music registration is step one. Step two, before you, it's a lie, but trust me, we're going with you. Step two is making sure you know how your distribution is going to be handled. Okay. Now, most people, the average artist these days, are not signed to major labels because normally they would take care of who's going what and where. But if you're a regular artist that is an independent and you control all of your things, then you can handle distribution in your own facet. I myself, I have been using DistroKid for the last few years, which is one of the most popular platforms in which you can sign up for an account. You pay one small annual fee. I think it's maybe like $20 or something like that a year. And with that, you can have unlimited releases and they will take your songs or your albums and they will send them to the digital stores for you. Okay. That's what the purpose of a distribution platform is. You want somebody to be able to get your music to Spotify and to Apple Music and Tidal and what have and TikTok. Okay, we're gonna talk more about that in a second. But DistroKid is not the only distribution platform. There are many others out there. Grace, I think you use a different platform, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I use United Masters, and the thing that I really like about United Masters is you can upload all your music. It's super easy. You're completely independent still, but they provide a lot of opportunities for like sync licensing and things, which means that your music has opportunities to get synced to like TV, movies, and commercials. So
Nice.
yeah, so they're trying to sort of fill the void of the label system and be the outlet for independent artists to not only distribute their music but also get opportunities to get paid outside of just streaming and stuff too. So it's pretty cool.
Love it. Love it. So we got DistroKid, we have United Masters. I think CD Baby is still a thing. There's many others. What you probably want to do is go and research which ones seem to be the most fitting for you. But just based off of our personal recommendations, you couldn't go wrong either way with either one of these. I think the United Masters sounds cool because I don't know of any other distribution platforms that are emphasizing sync licensing right now. So definitely do your research and check that out, okay? So your songs are ready. Your single is ready. Your album is ready. What have you? You've done the registration. You've taken care of the release date. You know who's going to be putting it out. Now it is time for you to start building out your rollout content. Okay. Now, the first thing that I would probably want to have an idea of is how much money do I have? Okay, because depending on how marketing is expensive, all right, and there's different facets to it. Like truly outlandish marketing campaigns can cost like thousands of dollars, or truly crafty and unique marketing campaigns can be just a few $100s. Okay. Or depending on how much draw you have with your audience, maybe some stuff might even be for free. Okay. So you really just want to think about how much you can start to invest in whatever this is going to be and figure out what your content options are going to be. So when we talk about content, that's been like the buzzword, I feel like, for the last couple of years. Like, it's not just about music anymore. It's not just about putting things out there. You have to have things on social media that accompany what it is that you do. So we start talking about your photos. We're talking about song excerpts. We're talking about all those sorts of things. But also, the reason you want to talk about money is because you want to see who's going to create the album artwork for what you're doing. Okay, if that's not going to be you yourself, if you're not well versed in Canva like I am, or if you have an artist friend or somebody you know that does these and figuring out what that's going to be, that's a good solid step. Making sure, because that's also going to be necessary for uploading your music to those distribution platforms too.
Yep.
Are these kind of lining up with some of the same first steps that you would recommend, Grace?
Yeah, and you're even like, I'm even like writing down some things that you're saying about. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do that. I have to register this. But yeah, 100%. And like something that's really smart to do is to make a Google spreadsheet or a spreadsheet that just like has all of the to-dos and all the things to really like organize. Okay, I have to do this first. I have to do this next. But I think that the order of operation that you're laying forth right now is perfect.
So I am the type of person that needs to write things down in order to remember that they're happening. I think that's what most humans are. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of your rollout ideas that you might forget, exactly when they needed to happen or what format they were going to be in. Also, you want to have an idea of what's coming after what. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be like, oh, make this big drum up about a song excerpt, and then the next day I post a picture of a cat. Like you have to make sure everything is aligned. Like there's a lot of detail you want to plan for how your grid, your Instagram grid is going to look, making sure it's fitting the aesthetic or the theme of whatever your song is going to be. But speaking of themes, that's a good thing to think about too when planning your content. What is the overall theme of your song? What's the overall theme of this album that you're getting ready to put out? If I have a song that is about love, like the title could be love, maybe I'm gonna want to post things that have to do with that. Maybe I'm gonna want to post hearts. Maybe I'm gonna post something with the color bands of the people think about, like pink or red, or all of those are sound tips and advice. Okay, for example, I just put out a song, and the overall theme of the music video itself was pink. So that told me that every single piece of content.
And it's amazing, by the way.
Thank you. So that told me that every single piece of content that I released related to that song also needed to be pink, because I want people to think when you see pink and you see this, you're thinking of Britney's song. Okay, you're thinking of this tune that she's getting ready to put out, and then everything makes sense when the final product gets released. Okay, so all that's important. I also tell people it's a good idea to look at your peers. I know we try very hard to be individuals and really want to hone our own sense of identity as artists, which is great. But that doesn't mean that you can't get inspiration or ideas from some other musicians, or whether they're indie or whether they're mainstream, about the sort of things that they're doing surrounding their releases that you might be able to replicate. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on the color scheme for each release, if you look at my Instagram and go down, so the first single, well, two things I want to say. One is, when you're thinking about releasing a whole project, like an EP or an album, you're going to want to plan out your rollout starting like 6 months almost prior to the release. So when I in December of 2020, December of 2020, my team and I were like, okay, we're going to put out an album in 2021. What's the album date? Okay, the album date's going to be, June 11th or whatever. So let's work back from there. We picked 3 singles to roll out before the album. As B Free was saying, it's almost like you're putting breadcrumbs to like lead people to the final thing. But we thought of color schemes for each single. So I knew that the album was going to be all, orange poppies. This is my album cover.
Look at it.
Printed it out for like this event. I was like, that's amazing. Yeah, take that home. But so for the other songs, I was okay. I don't want to use orange and anything else. So let's, Feels Like Heaven can be light blue. Plays Yourself will be green, and Through the Fire will be red. And
Love
so
it.
it helps you also like have some constraints for yourself. Like if you're not a natural at marketing, which a lot of musicians aren't necessarily, it's like you didn't know that you were signing up to be like a marketer of yourself too, but to kind of like have that mindset as early as you can is great.
Yeah.
But if you kind of create like parameters for yourself to start building things within, it'll make stuff easier. Like, okay, well, if we're running with, blue for this, then I know that like what I'm wearing for my photos should have like something blue or something that like goes with blue, or just like it's as simple as it sounds. Like stuff like literally when I see like super hot pink right now, I am thinking about you and your song. I swear.
And it's the same thing with orange.
Yeah.
Every time I see orange, I think of Grace Weber. So see,
Get that orange mic. Let's go.
Look at that. That's hot on being on brand. Let's go.
Yep.
I love it.
Just to give like people a little, it's like people are always like, is orange your favorite color? And I'm like, yes. But it also was like years ago, my stylist was like, okay, we need to pick an emoji heart that's going to be your heart. Like, which color do you want to pick? And I was like, I like the orange heart. And from there, it was like, okay, we're going to start like utilizing orange in your branding so that people think when they see orange, they think of you. And so it's almost like you can make sometimes like business decisions around things that seem like super, super random, but they end up paying off.
That's really cool. Guys, if you're just tuning in, again, this is Grace Weber's Music Lab, our season 5 kickoff, and Grace and I are talking about music rollouts. If you are a musician or if you know of a musician, then make sure you shoot some comments, shoot some questions in there, okay? If you want us to talk about specific things or answer some questions for you, how it pertains to your music, then we are here for you, okay? And if you are a high school teen who is tuned in, again, just jot your name and your high school in the comments so we'll know to be able to include you in our giveaway at the end of the show, okay? So we've given away some really specific tidbits, I think. Like, I think it's really cool you mentioned about the color scheme, because like simple stuff like that you wouldn't even think about, I want to go back to the layout as far as the planning, because one of the things that we briefly touched upon was like talking about a spreadsheet. You want to have a content calendar of some sort, okay, leading up to this release. And this can be in many different formats. Like it can be something as simple as a Google Doc that you keep track of what's coming out on which day, or you can go further and have a spreadsheet that allows you to have the multiple columns so you know what's happening when. You can keep track of the captions. I actually came across this really, really cool digital calendar. I went on a huge binge during the quarantine because I was like, I'm tired of paper. I have like 5 planners, like they're all like regular hard paper. I was like,
Seriously,
I need to I'm like, I want to condense myself, but more importantly, I need to keep track of my content schedule because I'm always making things for social media. And I came across this one on a YouTube review. And I got it off of Etsy. I don't think it was more than like $12. And you can keep the file forever or just upload it on my iPad. And it's a content calendar for Instagram, for Facebook, for YouTube, and for Twitter. And it has like little things when you can keep track of the captions you use. You can upload the pictures you use on your grid to see how to predict how things are going to look ahead of time. Like all that sort of stuff is really, really cool. But I mentioned Canva also because they also have a content calendar built into their system. Yeah. And if you are a Canva user, then that's definitely something to check out. They have free accounts as well, but all the benefits come from the annual subscription. Trust me. So look into that. But yeah, anything you can use to keep track of it, I think is really, really cool. And when I did my rollout for Hate to Love, which was a song earlier in the year, I was working with a marketing team with Duran Bernard's people, and they even had a spreadsheet. Like everything that we all kept track of as far as what was happening, checking stuff off the list, who's responsible for uploading what or getting what done. Like that was done on the spreadsheet document. So definitely don't underestimate that. Yeah. So you have your song, you have everything ready, you have your content calendar ready to be filled in. And you might even have your colors, you might even have your aesthetic in mind. What are some examples of different types of content that artists can release to accompany the lead up to their song or their album?
So for me, there's obviously a music video, a lyric video. I now, before every time I drop a song, I do this like TikTok or reel video from my car where I explain to people that like a song is coming out and I explain what the song is about.
Yeah.
And that has become sort of like there's certain things now that have become consistent things that I do because I know that if I can do the consistent thing, then people will be like, oh, okay, she has a song coming out. Because the last time I saw her in the car was like not related to, or it was related to a song coming out. What are some of the things that you have like made consistent things for your rollouts?
I really, really love pictures. I know that seems simple, but if you can invest in getting 1 million pictures taken during either the creation of your product, if it's a video, or that videos that are or pictures in relation to what you're releasing, you can literally use a picture for anything. And the reason I say that is I can release a picture on Monday and it can just be like the caption, something's coming, and then another day I can quote a line from my song, and be a lyric. I can use another picture or a group of pictures that are behind the scenes shots of, what I was doing, if it's a music video or if it's a photo shoot for the artwork for the song. Or you can, I really, really love to do this. I like putting pictures together in a movie collage. Like I'll put the actual song underneath it, and then I'll have just a bunch of moving pictures snapping from that theme or from that shoot, so people can also hear and associate what they're seeing with the song that I'm putting out. So those are all go-tos for me for sure. I really, really love. Oh yeah.
I would say, and it's cool to hear like how excited you get about the things that like light you up, and then like the things that light me up get me excited. So it's also like super important that like while you can totally get inspiration from other artists, and it's like it's really important to see what works for you, because marketing can be hard and it can sometimes be it can feel like a slog sometimes, and so you want to pick content pieces that make you excited and that feel fun to you. So whether that's going to be the photo collage or talking to people from your car or a lyric video or whatever, it's like something that you feel like, oh, that would be fun to do, then you're more likely to do it.
Exactly. You don't want it to feel like work, because if it starts to drudge along, then it's just not going to come across as authentic anymore. And that's really going to be the sync for everybody is this person serious or enjoying or really captivated by what they're selling us, So very good point. Make sure it's something that you're comfortable doing. I also recommend batch recording if you have a busy schedule. And like if you're thinking like, oh, I don't have time to plan 30 days worth of content or whatever. Not every single day of the rollout has to be live content. Not every single day has to be a video. But if you have a lot of different pieces, you can film them all on one day, put on the outfit you're going to wear in them, and then just release them and have them planned ahead of time of when you're going to, I have this 60-second clip that I filmed, on Saturday and put it there. So just keeping that in mind, like there's ways to make this work for you for sure. Something I've also found fun is building like different like scenarios or characters or challenges around the song too. Like for Hate to Love, I have this character that I created. Her name is Angelica Nada Renesmee Thornton Nada Dubois. That's her name. And I brought her back to talk about the song. So pretending it wasn't even me. I'm like, this is a whole different person talking to you guys about how good this song is, and you need to buy this song right away. Like stuff like that is fun. Like I really enjoy acting, and I enjoy, being comedic. And there was even a part where I dressed up as Steve Harvey and I was telling everybody about how amazing this song is. Like, yeah, America, go and find the song. Like find stuff that stuff like that to me is unique. You know what I mean? Like anybody can get up and talk to you or like text like, hey, buy my album. But like you really want to be able to see from the artist that they're invested in it, and stuff like the personal notes from the cars and being able to deliver it in that way, I think really, really goes a long way for sure.
Yeah. I love your characters.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a piece that I was trying to put together. I might just push it to October because time. But I'm like, I have other characters from that I'm trying to have them link up somehow to involving this song. But that's another story. You mentioned we'll talk about videos as well. For anybody who doesn't know what a lyric video is, this is actually a really great alternative if you don't have a large budget or time at the moment to invest in a music video, because you can have somebody create like motion graphics and lyrics that pop up on the screen in real time along with the music. That's just as captivating. Okay. Yeah. I know that there are tons of folks who can probably do that on their own, but let me tell you what I did. I went to Fiverr.
Nice.
Yes, I had no idea. I didn't know about it. I've heard about Fiverr here and there, but it was through the recommendation of those marketing folks to check out people. And there are a ton of people on Fiverr who are doing lyric videos, who are designing single graphics or album artwork, and for a range of affordable costs. I think I've seen something on as low as $10 on there for like single artwork, depending on if you enjoy what they do. Like that's a good source as well. I didn't have a whole lot to invest financially in a video at the time for Hate to Love, so that was a smart alternative for me. Just and it took a couple of weeks. You got it back to me. Now you have a tangible item, to a visual item to accompany your song. So definitely something to look into. And also, lyric videos don't also have to be just like computer graphic things. I think I may have seen a lyric video when somebody was literally holding up the words to the song one frame at a time. Like that can be you. Maybe that's your bag. Like I'm just gonna sit here and switch out words every few seconds, and you can see and read along in real time. Like the possibilities are endless. Okay.
100%.
Yeah. But when it comes to like the actual music video components as well, this is definitely why you want to plan as far in advance ahead of time, because you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. One of the first things that I would probably recommend starting with is the theme or the story. What story is the music video gonna tell? Like obviously, if my song is about love, you can't be like, well, the music video is about love. We get it, but how? How is it telling that story? In what way is it going to convey the primary theme or idea behind the video or the song itself? You had some very interesting music videos that accompanied your album rollout, Grace. Can you talk to us a little bit about the theme choices for your Through the Fire video with Chance the Rapper?
Yeah, so Through the Fire, so when I was thinking about the 3 singles for the album, I knew that I wanted to have a video for each one. I wasn't sure how I was going to pull it off, but I was like, I'm going to figure out a way to do that. So
yeah, it doesn't even have to be that one specific. If you want to talk about any of them, I'm sorry for limiting it to that one.
No, I was just going to, it ties into why I picked the theme for Through the Fire, because I actually wanted each video, and this is because I was trying to create an aesthetic for the whole album. Like, if I'm just releasing one song, it's obviously just going to be like very specific to just that song. But because I was thinking like, okay, at the end of these 3 videos, you get an album. So I want each video to showcase a different side of me. And so
nice.
Like for Feels Like Heaven, I was like, okay, I want this to be a video that actually doesn't have a storyline necessarily. It captures the feeling of freedom. Like, so I want to have a video where like, while you're watching the whole thing, it's all about just the aesthetic of like of feeling free. And so that involved us like shooting where we had a convertible, and I was like sitting on the back of the convertible with my hair blowing in the wind, and we went to like this rooftop, and I was like walking around on the rooftop, and so that was like one kind of like checked that box of like, okay, we're gonna get aesthetic down first so that people can really see like the way that I dress and what I look like, and like I'm going to be kind of like the main character of that video. And then Plays Yourself was the second video, and I was like, okay, this is the one that I want to tell a story. So I want to like tell the story of like coming back from a really tough relationship and sort of like being like on the other side of that and feeling like you were recovered from like what you went through. So that was kind of the story one. Then for Through the Fire, I was like, okay, now for Through the Fire, I want to showcase like other artists now in this moment, because I want to shine a light on just like how, for Through the Fire, for me, it's about getting through a tough time and resilience. And so for me, it was like, how do I showcase resilience in a way where I actually like take a back seat in this time and kind of let the song like shine through other artists. And so we ended up working with 5 young artists from Young Arts, actually, and shot the video in New York at the MoMA, and made it all about just like, how do you as an artist showcase resilience through your art? And so I kind of like each facet of the video showed like a different side of like me as an artist, I guess, was kind of the way I looked at it.
I love it. I love it. I love the connections. And that's such a smart approach too. Like everything doesn't have to just be one thing. If I'm in a video, that doesn't mean you're always going to see me doing the same thing or representing the same mood or character or vibe. So that was a really good approach to that.
Yeah.
And I love I was just going to say, I love the fact that you were able to connect with Young Arts for that, because one of the other tips I was going to give to people is definitely utilize your resources in your circles, okay? That can be from anything to finding a director or a videographer for the project, but also who's going to help you tell the story. Like if I just did my video for This Could Be Us in August, and every single person that's in like my friend scene are real life friends of mine, and the dance scene, got a wonderful recommendation from my girl Shalom Unique. She's a teacher, a dancer and teacher here in the city, and she put together that whole choreographed number for me. And I didn't have a whole lot of ideas as far as locations. I did, however, notice that these selfie bars were popping up all over the city. And I'm like, I know that this is going to be a thing soon because everybody's taking pictures here, but who shot some videos? Who has shot music videos in these selfie bars? Okay, so I was like, let me just dip my toe in there before everybody get my idea at the same time. So we visited both Selfie Hop and Selfie World. Shout out to them. And we just took a picture of all of their pink locations. Every room that they had that had a pink aesthetic, we were in that mug, okay? And it was awesome because Selfie Hop was so grateful with letting us utilize their bedroom room space. And that turned out to be one of the primary locations for there. And then also at Selfie World, we just posted up by the lockers, to kind of resemble the schoolgirls, mean girls sort of vibe. So you want to be able to think outside the box with stuff like that. And I think that all of these different tips and trades are good angles of how to approach stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I wanted to kind of wrap up with, because I also want to be able to show you guys the labor of all this hard work that Grace and I put together with these rollouts, is even though we're talking about 30-day increments, don't stop promoting your song after that 30-day passes, okay? Because I feel like one of the most difficult things in the music industry is the attention span that everybody has is literally like that, okay? And you might choose to go super, super hard for one full week, and that might have been the week that somebody was not paying attention. Or that might have been the week that Drake put out his latest project. I think that continuously keeping the idea of reintroducing your material as often as you can to new eyes is a good practice to have. So if maybe you won't have as much hard, body rollout tactics after the 30 days are over, but maybe you might find new ways to apply to something seasonal. Can that song still be used as a backdrop for whatever you're filming or using or doing in your content and your stories? Always find ways to keep the conversation musically going. I follow this young woman. Her name is Haley Knox. She's a singer. I actually saw her at a Corinne Bailey Rae concert in Chicago in 2019, which I think that was really cool. That's how I followed her. But she just released a song called Butterfly Doors.
Oh yeah, I know Haley.
You do? How ironic!
We should have her be a guest if we want.
Let's talk.
Yeah, the Butterfly Doors. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I was watching her this entire time, and every single day on TikTok, it doesn't matter what time, she will put a different video up of her singing this song, but doing something else. There's a video of her sitting and playing the song. There's a video of her recording the song. There's a video of her with a big old pair of sunglasses singing the song. There's videos of her acting out the lines in there at a baseball. Like she relentlessly, and I admire this because it doesn't matter who was watching it. I don't think she cared about how many likes it got or what have you. Every single day for weeks at a straight, she released that song. I keep it sweet, sweet. And now it's stuck in my head. Like the opening lines, like they'll give me clear water, Fiji. It's like I can't help but remember it because that's how often she was popping up on my timeline, and that's the approach you want to have. Like give your music some time to breathe, give it time to grow. Just because your rollout's over doesn't mean that it's time to stop promoting it or stop talking about it. Remember, it took Jeremiah a whole year after the release of his first hit single for it to actually catch traction.
Yeah.
So.
And Lizzo, I think, was even like years after some of her songs, and then they started gaining traction. So you got to trust that like the timing of the universe is something that you can't, or whatever, is something you can't control. And like there was this quote the other day, like it said like, wait till you see why the universe or God or whatever, like made you wait till you see like why it's taking longer than you thought it would or whatever, and like it'll all make sense at that point. So sometimes it's like the time may not be exactly primed for your song to have its moment, but maybe in like 3 months it will. And so definitely like not giving up. And like I'm about to release a deluxe version of the album and like completely do an entire re-promote of the album, like with a different album cover and all these things, as to do exactly what you're saying, like give this other another boost of everything. So super big believer in that.
I love it. So, well, guys, this has been an amazing. I've learned a lot just talking to Grace about trading stories of how we've approached our different things. I hope that you guys got a lot from this too. I do want to take a moment to show you guys both of our videos so you can see the culmination of all of our hard work from the 2 individual rollouts that we planned for the videos. So this one I'm getting ready to show you guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. It's the letter B, the word free, the number 2 music. And this is the pink vibe I was telling you guys about. So you'll see nothing but that core theme. And the song is very, very playful, very 2000s-ish, if that was your time. And very much just the standard, you can't love me, right, la 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 type of thing. But it's really, really, really fun. So yeah, this could be us.
How you steady playing in my face all day. And I'm recounting all the moments made me think I was your baby, or at least a maybe. But now feelings all in it, and you only know to pull away, always pulling away from me. Started off on top, every day amazing. Now you wanna stop, 'cause everything is changing. But you didn't wanna. But you pull me up when you get down, so make a move. I can't keep on loving you and foot out the door, and I can't keep going on if you ain't ready for more. You just another situationship I need to let go, 'cause I ain't playing this game no more. I sent to me behind this, but you don't do it for you. Hit me up out the blue, telling me to come through. I pull up, we show out when we do what we do. And for a minute I'll be thinking that we cool, but you just keep on acting like you're crazy. You wanna be my baby. Can't believe I believed you for a moment. Now you got me open, hoping for nothing. You're so ignorant, now you wanna be different. Cause you want everything that comes with being with me, but with no commitment. Oh, you can't be serious, try to act all mysterious, but I can see right through you, ain't ready for my experience. I can't keep on loving you and foot out the door, and I can't keep going on in if you ain't ready for more. And I don't know why you wanna be so content with being alone, but I ain't playing this game no more. I sent to me my holidays, but you don't get it. Oh, stay committed. Giving up, oh yeah, time. I don't know why you be killing us and say you did it. If I'm good enough, but you ain't with it. Oh, I gotta let you go, gotta let you go. Oh, you're steady leading me on, yeah, saying you will and you won't, yeah. Oh, and I don't wanna play these games no more. You're turning me on, play me out, I gotta go. But you can read it in my last post. I sent to me my hobby. Cause you'd rather be in that stupid stuff. Oh, than stay committed. I said I'm giving up. Oh, it's my time, yeah. Be killing us. Oh, if I'm good enough. Oh, yeah, giving up. Won't give me a time, yeah. Acting like you're crazy, so you can be my baby, yeah. Oh, won't give me a time, think back up on my life, yeah. Acting like you're crazy, so you can be my baby, oh, oh.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Thank you. Man, that it's so fun. Just watching it, and it's fun for me to watch. So I hope that people can see how much fun it was to make. You know. And shout out to Javon Landry, my girl. Pew, pew, pew. She's the one who edited that, shot it, and also it was styled by Kendall J and Vato Vergara here in Milwaukee, and choreographed by Shalom Unique. Yeah. So, guys, I also want to share a piece de resistance with you guys by sharing this wonderful collection of artists that Grace was able to collaborate with in her project. I think it might be a fitting note for us to close on. This has been a wonderful, wonderful lab, guys. I enjoyed talking to you, Grace. Like, we always check in every lab, but this is the most in-depth conversation I think that you and I had during a session in a very long time. So thank you for being my featured guest.
You too. Thanks for being the featured guest also.
Yes. Now, guys, if you have been watching or you just tuned in, this is not the last. We are here all year long, guys, throughout the school year. And this is the beginning of our season. So make sure you join us in October next month on October 29th. And our focus is going to be on music and mental health. Okay. We always align October with Depression Awareness Month. And I know that our partners over at Advocate Aurora Health will really appreciate that. But also stay tuned for October 29th because I do believe that is the kickoff of Grace Weber's tour. Yeah. Okay. Her first tour stop is going to be in Milwaukee that same night. So maybe you can check out Lab and then mosey on over.
We lost you.
Oh, no.
I think we lost you for 1 second. No, but you're back. You're back.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was over here doing all these air horns for nothing. Oh, gosh. This is not supposed to happen.
You can do the air horns again, you know? There we go.
So, yes.
In Milwaukee, you got to come out. It's I'm playing at Back Room at Collectivo. So, pretty excited.
And this is an all-ages show?
Yeah.
All right. Y'all are in there. Y'all in there. We might even have a pair. We might get a pair for y'all to go. So make sure you tune in October 29th. Thank you so much, everybody who checked us out. Share this video with somebody who wants it or needs it, who likes it. And make sure you stay in tune on our website and our social media for updates on the format of whether we're going to be virtual or in person for the next time through. And of course, thank you to our special sponsors, Advocate Aurora Health, American Family Insurance, Daniel M. Sorf Charitable Trust, NPS Partnership for the Arts and Humanities, Ralph Evinrude Foundation, and of course, our wonderful 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. We're going to close things out by showing you guys, before we do, mentioning again Young Arts. Please make sure that you visit the Young Arts website. If you are ages 15 through 18, you can apply for the National Arts Competition, okay, that we were talking about. And some of the participants from this competition are actually in Grace's video that you're getting ready to see, okay? Wonderful, wonderful collaboration with them. Check it out. Make sure you come see us. Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Smoke rising, rising off the heat of the world, lifting silence like a stain. Have you heard? World so cruel, I'll use it for fuel, and I'll make it through. 'Cause I'm hitting the pavement. See, I'm falling off the wheels, but I'm working. I'm reaching for comfort, yeah. Pushing through the night, though I'm hurting. My eyes are strained, watching a meltdown. So turn him, let me burn it. Yeah, I can use that shit for fuel,
A hard time ain't got nothing on me. Usually I'm more humble, but as a black woman in America, when they mention hard times, I say a hard time ain't got nothing on me, because I'm a force to be reckoned with, and firmer than the ground under your feet, you'll see. Because what's a little noise when even your silence speaks volumes? What's a little commotion when you shake the room up with grace? Thought a global pandemic laced with racism would have had me beat, but what's a little fire when you're used to bringing the heat?
fire.
used to have flyers that I would pass out at shows. Now them hoes pass out at shows. And niggas mad in the shows. Passive aggressive approach. Pass me the ball and sitting on the bench like put me in coach. But every time I fly they put me in coach. And every time they try it wouldn't be close. Only one winner, man, it couldn't be both. Remind me of when I was a kindergartner and no one ever really wanna be my partner. But then my project come up looking like the Carter. Then my flight looking like I like to charter. Nah, everybody that wanted to fade, they say they want 'em a trade, but I just like the roster. I don't know, just me.